Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Benice's voice. Good morning, beautiful people. All right, so I believe we have been enjoying and learning so much from Secrets of the Night. Indeed, there are secrets. There are secrets of the night. And God has been opening our eyes to see so many things from this story. And I believe we'll still learn a lot as we continue. So, with Secrets of the Night, episode 26 by Precious Obialor-Ukazim. Before the death of Ihunanya, it had already been determined by Faith that her parents would die painful but mysterious death following Ihunanya's death. And though that, Mazobi's lineage would be desolated, and everyone who hears of it from generation to generation will say, it is because of the sins of their daughter. But their death was never meant to be because of their daughter's sin, but because it had already been predetermined by Faith that that family would be wiped out from the earth and the lineage forgotten forever. Wow. The cause of event that relates to their fateful death was to take place in this manner. Obidia would be incited in her heart to go and throw herself into the dead river, following the pain of losing her only child. And when Maziobi hears of what his wife had done, he would also suffer instant heart attack, then he would slump and die. These tragic events were meant to take place between the time Ihunanya took her life and the following morning when Mazobi would wake up to find out that his wife had thrown herself into the dead river. But if these events leading to Obidia and Maziobi's death did not take place before the next 24 hours of the time appointed, the timing of their fates will be altered because the time for this event have been fixed by the God of Fate, and the Fate sisters had to work hard to make sure all these things happens as planned and at the appropriate time. The only thing that can alter the course of fate is Obidia's decisions and actions. If Metu, the influencer, tries to influence her actions by suggesting something evil to her and she does it, she will fall into the pre-planned events of fate. But if she refuses to yield to the evil suggestion and choose to do good over evil, her fate would be altered and fate would no longer have power over them. This way, they will live and not die as fates. Surprisingly, Obidia was thinking and contemplating on going to jump into the dead river that night. A voice in her head was suggesting to her that she would not sleep, that she should not sleep, that she should wait till when her husband sleeps off, then she should just sneak out quietly to the dead river and throw herself into the river in order to put an end to the shame and disgrace her daughter has brought upon her. She felt that the suicidal thoughts were coming to her heart because of the pains and the shame Ihunanya brought to her, but it was actually Metu, the influencer, who was whispering those suggestions into her mind, trying to leverage on the painful situation in her life to influence her actions in order to get her to act under emotions and take her own life, in accordance with the events fate had pre-planned. She had no idea that her heart was being seduced by Mitsu, and that some unseen forces were the ones in manipulating her mind, telling her not to sleep but wait, so that when her husband sleeps off, she can sneak out and jump into the dead river. A river that no one has ever entered into and came out alive. What am I even living for? Is it not better for me to just go and die? Obidia had asked nobody but herself while lost in deep thoughts about her life, fearfully as her thoughts were hijacked by Metu. Yes, death is better. This shame is too much for you. Where do you even start from? You have lost your only child in such a shameful manner. Is it the fact that you and your husband have been banished from Obinagu and no community is going to accept you? It is far better to die than being alive to face all this shame and become a wanderer all the days of your life. Just wait a little, don't sleep. Look at your husband, he's already dozing. Just wait until he's asleep. Then walk out quietly to the dead river and throw yourself inside so that you can just rest from all this shame and troubles. Metsu suggested to her, and she was already considering the thought of suicide. But she remembered a message her local pastor, church pastor, once preached in their church. God alone has the right to give life and to take life. To take one's own life is to be discontent with the life God has given to you. It is to count God's perfect work as bad. We must understand that if God says it is a sin to kill, and we decide to take our own lives, that is, kill ourselves, then we have sinned. And the thing with suicide is that it is a sin for which we cannot repent. All suicides involve sin against God, which cannot be repented of. Such sin leads straight to hell. Obidia remembered those words vividly, and immediately she shook her head in refusal and shouted, "No, no, no," she blurted out. "God forbid." She kept shouting, and her shouts jolted her husband from sleep. "What happened? What is it?" the terrified Mazobi asked, looking around in fear, as thinking there is a physical danger. "God forbid, I shall not die, but live to declare the goodness of God in the land of the living," Obidia declared authoritatively. Wow, secrets of the night. Are you really seeing things in this story? Because for me right now, this is more like an eye-opening. I mean, there are secrets. When you think sometimes that it's your mind or the pains you are going through that is whispering certain things to you, the truth is that there are spirits, there are forces that are whispering those things. Kai, but I pray that may the voice of God be louder in the days when the enemy wants to whisper things that are contrary to the will of God for our life. May the voice of God be louder in our ears in the name of Jesus. God bless you. We will continue.